Hi, everyone, and welcome to Conversations with Lulu. This is part 2 of the 3-part summer special where I share with you my experiences from my entrepreneurial journey while also building on what my guests have said so far in 2024. If you haven't seen part 1, check it out. It's all about why you should care about startups. And in this part, I'm going to tackle a question that I get all the time, which is, what makes a great entrepreneur? Now, before I start, let me caveat this with the following. This is based on my personal experience as an entrepreneur and also as a venture capital investor over the past 5 years or so. And also, as you might know, I have spoken to some of the great entrepreneurs here in our regions, those that are building unicorns. I've had them here on the podcast. I've also spoken to them privately. And I've also been an entrepreneur myself, so I've spoken to hundreds of entrepreneurs over the past decade. So, in my opinion, what makes an entrepreneur great is their ability to be memorable. And Steve Martin said it best, be so good that they can't ignore you. And memorable doesn't mean that you need to be an extrovert and put on a show. It's that thing that you do that gets you ingrained in your stakeholder's mind, whether it's an investor or a co-founder or someone you're trying to hire. So for Mazen Kanaan, for example, the co-founder and CEO of House of Pops, it was going against the rules, so to speak, when he was on Shark Tank. Everybody was asking for a certain amount in terms of investment, and Mazen went out with like 10x that amount. But that got the attention of the investors.
I think I threw a very good show. We asked for 10 million dirhams for 3% of the company.
My first reaction when I was watching it is, this guy's nuts.
I got offers from 3.
And Mazen did put on a show. But I've met some great entrepreneurs who are introverts. They have deep intellectual capacity. They have confidence, and that makes them really special. Being around them makes you feel special as an investor. And sometimes it's your demeanor. So being memorable, it's not just what you have to say, but also how you show up and how you behave. Apart from being memorable, they need to believe in themselves because you need to believe in them and their idea. And if they don't believe in themselves, you're not going to believe in them either. Alan Taylor, the managing partner at Endeavor Catalyst, which is a global fund, and Alan has seen thousands of entrepreneurs and invested in over 300 startups globally. He sums it up very nicely.
We do look for people who have this quality of kind of radical self-belief, right? They just like believe in themselves very profoundly.
Exactly.
But if you have that radical self-belief and the intellectual curiosity that is going to essentially later in life kind of turn into humility and the ability to be humble and listen to others, that's kind of a superpower if you put the two things together.
Reid Hoffman also said it beautifully. Great entrepreneurs have the power to make others believe in the impossible. Another characteristic of a great entrepreneur is their ability to attract a strong team. Ideally, it's their co-founders and then their senior leadership team. The team speaks volumes about the leadership skills of the entrepreneur. It's that old saying, you want to invest in an A team building a B product versus a B team building an A product. Now, don't get me wrong, you do want to invest in an A team building an A product, but let's face it, even the best investors globally don't get it right all the time. Here's Stephen Bartlett from The Diary of a CEO.
What I learned 3 years in was that the role of a founder is to hire the world's best people, to bind them with a culture that gets the best out of them, makes 1 + 1 = 3, and to set them a valuable mission.
A great entrepreneur has a track record. But what is their track record? Is it where they worked before or what their references say about them? Maybe. But for me, what says track record more than anything else is their product. Because by the time an entrepreneur is sitting with you as an investor, they must have worked on their product for at least a month, 2 months, maybe 6 months. They must have bootstrapped something and built something. And the quality of that product, even though it's still early, it's a testament to the entrepreneur's ability to deliver on a vision. Here's Hassan Sawaf of Explain.
Build something, test it out, iterate. Not wait 2-3 years and do things behind the scenes and then you go out to the market and you see, the market went this way and I worked this way. Yeah. So this is very important.
And what makes a great entrepreneur is their ability to get the timing right. Is the world ready for their idea? And this is when you get the A team with the A product, and they deliver the unicorn. This is Kareem. This is Tamara and Tabi. This is Jahez and so many more. Now, this may sound controversial. What makes a great entrepreneur is not the result. It's their ability to deliver on a vision diligently and ethically. Because entrepreneurs might fail and will fail, actually. But the investors will continue to give you money and you will keep trying. And entrepreneurs will go on to strike it big, maybe on their second, third, or even 10th try. Check out my conversation with Ali Halabi. It's episode 63, and it's a great story about one startup's failure that would lead him to start a much stronger and a much better startup. And also, Courtney Powell, the CEO and managing partner at 500 Global, sums it up nicely.
Within Silicon Valley, it is, very much accepted that, we invest, it doesn't work out, founder takes some time off, and they kind of start again. But when you are a founder going through that process, it is deeply, deeply personal, and I think can feel very shameful. I remember taking, a week to write an email to all of, the investors who had invested in my company, telling them, kind of this whole long story of what happened and why I'm making this decisions. And we get these emails today. And I'll never forget, a very famous investor responded back to me, and he was like, "Don't worry about it. Get back up on the horse."
Lastly, what makes a great entrepreneur is their attention to detail. Do they understand their market? Do they know what their customer wants? Do they understand their business economics? Do they understand that they are building a business and it's not like just a hobby or some fun project? Do they have financial acumen? Do they know how to do some basic accounting? Are they keeping track of their expenses? How organized are they? But there's a lot of information on that out there. And I just wanted to focus on the soft skills part in this episode. So to sum it up, what makes a great entrepreneur to me are the following. One, it's their ability to be memorable. It's their ability to believe in themselves and make others believe in them. It's their ability to build a great team. It's their ability to have a product and something to show for. And it's their ability to get the timing right. So thank you for tuning in to this summer special part 2. In 2 weeks, we'll resume our original programming with top-tier guests from MENA. For now, enjoy the back-to-school period and make sure to subscribe wherever you are listening to or watching this podcast. And look out for part 3 next Monday.